Since the launch of Armor 2.0, a lot of Guardians have been trying to find the best stat rolls possible for any one of their characters, give it Warlock, Hunter, Titan. The aim of this is to improve their gameplay in Crucible and all that kind of good stuff. But a lot of Guardians, including myself, have either slept on it, or you've got some new light Guardians that are still trying to build their stat rolls up, or even just current Guardians that have been doing it so far and are still trying to find that effective method of doing it. There's a lot of different ways of doing it, but I believe the most effective method is Crucible token farming. See, this is a very, very good way of finding good stat rolls for your armor. Let me show you how it's done. So if we go over to our lovely Lord Shaxx over here, we can start cashing in tokens. See, I've done about an hour's worth of farming so far, and that's where the idea for the video came in, because I thought to myself, if I'm a Guardian who plays pretty much every day and still didn't realise this was a perfect way of doing it, or didn't bother doing it this way, then maybe other people might need to point in the right direction. So all you have to do really is just type, just deposit all your tokens here and just wait for good rolls. So we'll keep going here. The rule of thumb that I follow is you keep cashing in tokens until you get one item go to the postmaster. Unfortunately, if you have bad RNG, what it looks like I have right now, you will get majority of the time weapons. But this can be beneficial as well. So essentially what you can end up doing is farming not only legendary shards, but you get a lot of masterwork cores from this too. Or if you want some good rolls of some of the Crucible weapons, you can do it this way. Because as we all know, you just get these tokens quite passively, and if you play a lot of Crucible like I do, you're going to have quite a lot of these tokens in abundance. I started my farm today with about 3,500 tokens already done, and I also use Shaxx as a way to mid-max when a new season starts. So far, we haven't had too many armor drops. Let's keep having a look. Okay, we're gonna run out of tokens here soon, but that's no bother. I can just keep doing rumbles, for example, if I've got some spare time and just want to farm out some tokens, or I can just casually play PvP with some friends or whatever. So let's just burn all of our tokens here. It makes a lot of sense, really. Okay, so that's our first postmaster send. So what we'll do now is have a look at what we got. So what I'm aiming for is high recovery, high mobility. My play style really is get in there, get out. Sort of, I want to take that 1v1, leave, recover, get back to the fight. Or I want to end up in a 1v1 situation where, say, we're both using a hand cannon. He gets that 2-tap, I get a 2-tap, but I miss my third shot and I've got enough time to get out of there. I'll skate out of there and recover and try and go back into the fight. So I'm looking for high recovery and high mobility. So when I started today, I actually don't play Warlock too often and I want to get into it because of Top Tree Dawn. I started with all of these stats being around 20 to 30. Now I have quite an ideal setup for my playstyle. I've got a 73 mobility and a 79 recovery. That's perfect for me. The resilience stat doesn't matter too much for me because, like I say, I'm mainly going in and out of a fight, so if I can get out fast, I can recover fast. So resilience, I might want to get it above tier 2. Admittedly, that's pretty much too low. You know, things like Kill Clip is definitely gonna 2-tap me. Some Rampage specs will also 2-tap me as well. So let's have a look at what kind of stat rolls we got. So I have to take into account that this one is also inflated because of the masterwork, but so you have to kind of envision what your stat rolls are going to look like once they are masterworked. So this one's 13 mobility and 7 recovery. That's kind of okay. Let's see, this one's at 14 and an 18 there. So another thing to keep in mind is you can put recovery and mobility mods on your armor pieces. So if you're going to go that way, you need to hover over them and it'll tell you exactly what that stat boost is going to give you. So if I was to spec this into recovery, I'm going to take it from a 7 recovery to a 17 recovery. So these mods give you about a 10-point boost. So because this is a 13, if I was to put a mobility mod on, I'd be on a 23, but I'd lose some recovery there. So I have to decide, is it worth it? So that's an 18 recovery. For the sake of an extra, let's have a look. For an extra, what? Pretty much 7 points. Losing a lot of recovery there, that's not worth the investment. And that looks like it's going to be the same there. So these two can go. I'm actually quite happy with this helm. It's quite evenly balanced as well. So I'm going to keep that. See, you'll notice that some of these already have mods on them. So I have to bear in mind that that mobility stat is actually 14. So we've got 11 recovery, 24, and a 14 mobility on that, apologies. So this one is 7 mobility with a 2 recovery. So that's gone. That's very bad. 6 and an 8, also not good enough. 10 and an 8. So looking at this, it's not good enough because I could put a mobility mod on that and it will take me up to 18, but it's just not worth it. Have a look at what we got for a chest piece. No, that's not the best either, but I'll keep it because of the other rolls. See, what you can do as well is if you find that you have very high rolls expecting to do very specific things, I'd recommend keeping that piece because you never know, you might want to try a different build at some point. So put that into your vault. Here we got 1 pair of boots. So this one's spec'd into recovery. That's actually 6 recovery with a 21 mobility. This is 8 mobility with a 17 recovery. That's actually very worth it, I think. Let's double check. So if I was to put that, it'd be 18. So for the sake of losing, what, 3 points, I could have 2 extra points on recovery. And recovery is already quite high, so I'm just going to get rid of that. It's just not worth the investment. These you can just delete straight away. Not really worth your time. Because you mainly want them to be masterworks and to actually impact your stats. You can put recovery mods on and do it that way, but it's just best if you've already got a masterworked piece of armor in this slot, you might as well just stick with it if it's already spec'd into the stat that you want to boost. These as well, I've already got all the rolls I want, they're in my vault. I'm just going to delete these. Let's see if we actually get a masterwork core out, or an enhancement core out of it, should I say. Doesn't look like we are going to get one today, but you see how I'm getting a lot of gunsmith materials, a lot of legendary shards. It's a very good way of just farming materials as well. Come on, give me an enhancement core. No, doesn't look like it's going to. But like I say, I started today with 9 enhancement cores and I have 96. I also started with about, I want to say 900 legendary shards because of all the stuff that was going on with trials for the first couple of weekends. I did just blow all of my resources. So now I'm actually in a very good spot once again. I'm actually quite happy with this build. I might actually spec into a little bit of resilience just to get that up. But so far I'm very happy with that build because things like intellect isn't too harsh because I can just run, say, remote connection or pump action on my warlock bond and I'll get a boost that way. But I hope this has been quite useful for you guys. It's just a good way of farming, not only just stat rolls, but resources as well. If you found this video useful, or just a way to, kick you into gear to actually farming this way, please share it with your friends. It might help them too. I also stream on Twitch at twitch.tv/OGAbex. It'll be in the link in the description. And I hope you have a great day. See you in orbit.